Good morning. Come on in here, guys. You have an open invitation. Don't be shy. Come on in. Come on in. August 31st, Labor Day weekend. Big weekend. What are you doing this weekend? You're definitely not here. So, my country music journey. The journey continues. It continues to be a great one. I have learned so much um, over the course of these 3 years. Seems like longer. I've learned so much about music, um, so much about instrumentation. Um, I've gained a whole new perspective by just opening myself up to something new. Didn't do it on purpose. This channel did not come about because of um, anything else but a bet that I lost. I lost a bet to my buddy, Mr. H. Gamble a little bit from time to time, not too much. Um, yeah, it was an NBA game. His Mavericks beat my Lakers. And so the bet was if I lost, then I would have to listen to country music for like a month. I lost. Hence this channel. Lost a bet. That bet opened me up to country music. So, like many of you, from time to time I check out reactors. I like reactors. Um, you know, especially the ones that react to the stuff that I'm very familiar with. Yeah, I get why this stuff works. It's a rush. You get a rush sometimes watching these people, you know, expose themselves to stuff that you know they're gonna love. So I have love and respect for reactors. Keep doing your thing. So I follow a few of them. So I thought, you know what, this bet with H that I just lost. I have to listen to country music for a month. Why don't I just, those guys can do it from their living room. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll fulfill my bet because I'm an honorable man. I'll fulfill my bet, but I'm going to have some fun with this thing at the same time. And maybe I just might learn something. This channel was born. DJ Pj-roc reacts 911 because this is an emergency. So here I am, an old hip hop DJ, um, and wannabe producer, reacting to country music that I never really thought about before, outside of, you know, whatever was in the current scene. You know, everybody knows Dolly Parton and, stuff like that. Boy, times have changed. Times have changed. I know a little bit about country music now. I tell you what, I know what I like. That's been an interesting part of this journey. I'm not going to say I dislike stuff, but just like you guys, there's stuff that really that I'm like, so the honky tonk stuff I'm really digging. Love the honky tonk. Um, the Texas swing stuff, Bob Wills and his boys. Man, that stuff is so good, so infectious. Um, really dig me some Texas swing. Bob Wills is still the king. If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, ask somebody. So the journey continues. My country music journey continues. I want to thank, because this is going to be recorded as well, and I swear I'm going to edit out that burp. I want to thank all of you who follow me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And just let me give you a quick update on my health. Some of you know that I was diagnosed with colon cancer earlier in the year, the beginning of the year, and had successful surgery. I'm fully recovered, I think, and I feel really good. So, just an update for those of you out there who may be wondering about how old PJ's doing on the health side. I feel good. Like everybody else, you have stuff, right? Getting old. I certainly have stuff, but I'm doing really, really well for the most part. And so, for those of you inquiring, I'm good. Thank you. Feeling really, really good. So, from almost the very beginning of my country music journey, I've heard the name Bobby Bear from almost the very beginning. I think I started out with a Hank Williams Jr. song on the channel, Bocephus. I've revisited old Bo from time to time on the channel. We're going to get back to him at some point. But from the very beginning, Bobby Bear. I would do a Waylon song, and somebody would tie him to Waylon. Just sprinkled in the comments, Bobby Bear. The name alone, captured my attention. I'm like, Bobby Bear. Right. Picturing some big, burly dude who kind of looks like a bear, maybe. That's what was going on in my head. Some kind of bear man. Yeah, I have a vivid imagination, very wild. So every once in a while, I take the time to check out these country music legends by doing an extended set or deep dive, if you will, into these artists. Part of my journey, part of my education. And so today, I'm going to learn out loud a little bit. I'm going to put myself in the public square. I have my coffee. And I'm going to learn a little bit more about Bobby Bear. So join me or not. I'm going to do it. Here we go. Let's see. So I am currently on the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum's website. I hope they don't sue me for this. That's where I'm at. I'm on their website. And of course, this is a great website for those of you who like to, scroll around. Really cool website here. I've learned a lot. I come back all the time. I love the simplicity of the layout and stuff. Really, really cool. So here is an iconic photo of Bobby Bear. What's up with that hat? Somebody talk to me about the origin of the. I want to know. I think I see some corn. Maybe was that a feather? Um, yeah, I mean, I've seen plain country hats. I mean, cowboy hats, Western styled hats. But so what's going on with the stuff, the decoration? I'm not saying I don't like it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I just want to know. All right, what does the Hall of Fame of Country Music have to say about Mr. Bobby Bear? He was inducted in 2013. He was born in the spring of 35. He is from Ironton, Ohio. You got to love that name. Is there iron ore in Ironton or Iron Works? What's going on? How did we get this heavy name right here? Bobby Bear is one of country music's greatest song interpreters. He championed up and coming songwriters, including Tom T. Hall, Chris Christopherson, and Shel Silverstein, bringing their songs to vivid life. And he helped to kickstart the outlaw era of the 1970s by serving as producer on his very own recordings. He was one of the first artists to gain creative control. Nobody had ever done it. Produce your own record. What? No. Johnny, produce his record. Okay. That's kind of how it went. You guys know. So, one of country music's greatest song interpreters, so say the Hall of Fame of country music. I'm going to take them at their word. Okay, his upbringing and early career. So, his government name is Robert Joseph Bear. Um, so the town where he was born is located near the West Virginia and Kentucky borders. Okay. He had a difficult childhood. They were poor. His mom died when he was 5 years old. Hmm. That's what led him to music. So he sought escape through music. So he moved to Los Angeles in 1953. I mean, I guess back then, LA, baby. I lived in LA several years, the whole Southern California thing. Yeah, I did that. I got to tell you about that sometime. Interesting life. Um, yeah, LA. I just had a flashback. Forgive me. I'm gonna get back on track for a minute. The LA days were really, really interesting. Um, LA was crazy, 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 crazy. Okay, back to Mr. Bear. Is this live? Is this broadcasting out to like real people? It's happening. Okay. All right, bring it home, PJ. Bring it home. All right, so he sought his escape through music, and in 1953 he moved on out to Los Angeles. He recorded briefly out there for Capitol Records in the mid 50s and was signed as a songwriter. Okay. With Opal Music. So this story about Bobby Bear has to be, I don't know, the Bobby Bear story. And if you know anything about country music, if you really know country music, like some of you say you do, you know this story, right? You know how Bobby Bear was a fledgling writer for a period of time. He couldn't sell his songs. People would keep passing. Nah, Bobby, I'm good. Nobody wanted to buy his songs. By the way, Mr. Bear, if you're out there, I know you are somewhere. I'd love to get you on the channel and um, have a conversation, have some coffee. I'd love to do that. So if anybody knows Mr. Bear, big burly guy, let him know PJ's looking for him. Thank you. So the story is he tried to sell his stuff, couldn't. But then right before, here, let me read it because it'll probably be better. I would leave something out. His military stint, so he did some time in the military. So after that was over, he recorded for Fraternity Records until he was discovered by none other than the ever present, whenever there's a big artist around, so that he could sign them, Chet Atkins. I'm going to get to Chet. No question, I'm getting a Chet. Chet is one of those people that is so important to country music. And I aim to find out exactly why. But part of his genius was obviously his knack for finding great talent and producing them. So we will get to Mr. Chet Atkins at some point in this channel. Interesting how these people keep popping up with the different legends. I love it. So So he did a little bit of writing. He was signed with a small record company as a writer, but then he was recently drafted into the army. Um, Before he was drafted, he wrote a song. He did a demo for his friend Bill Parsons. Bill Parsons was an artist trying to get himself off the ground. Bobby's like, yo, I'm about to get drafted. I got to go. But before I do, hey, man, I have this song. I sung it. The timing is right. Um, Take it, practice it, man, and go do something. Lots of luck. I got to go do this thing. So his friend Parsons, well, thanks, man. Thanks. Go do your thing. And he recorded the song. But somehow the record company ends up with the demo version that Bobby Bear did before he went off to the army. Fate. So he gives the demo to his friend so that his friend can practice, learn the song, do it just the way I did it on that tape, and get himself going. His friend must have sent the wrong recording to the record company. So the record company ends up with Bobby Bear's demo. The story gets even crazier. Instead of the record company slapping Bobby Bear's name on his original demo, because that's the one they really like, that's the one they got sent. Guess whose name they slapped on that record, which was released? Parsons got credit for it. His friend, he's over here in the army, listening to himself on the radio. And he is just as confused as I am right now. Great, great story. Just a classic country music story. I hope I did it justice. So his military career is now over. He met Chet Atkins. Chet, of course, did what Chet always did. He signed him to a record deal. This was in 1962. Detroit City became his first top 10 country hit. Great song. I've heard it done by a couple of different artists. Great stuff. So Detroit City gets things popping. The champagne is pouring. The girls are prettier. The crowds are bigger. I'm guessing that Bobby is feeling himself right now. I look good. I'm young. I'm killing it. Killing it. Good for Bobby Bear. So Detroit City becomes his first top 10 country hit. Climbed all the way to number 16 on the pop charts in 1963. He also got a Grammy for Best Country and Western Recording for that song. You know what he followed that up with? You guys can read. 500 miles away from home. Great song. I think that was my first Bobby Bear song. First one I reacted to. If Nicole were here, she would have corrected me. But I think I'm right. I think that was the first Bobby Bear song I reacted to, 500 miles away from home. which was also a top 10 hit for both country and pop. Mr. Bear was massive. Miller's Cave was a big hit for him as well in the 1960s. I was introduced to Miller's Cave by way of Mr. Charlie Pride, who did a great rendition of that song. I have not heard Bobby's original yet, but I will. Um, Four Strong Winds, The Streets of Baltimore. That has been requested. The Streets of Baltimore. I just love the title. Sounds like a 1970s detective series. Some Congo drum intro. And a gritty city. Taxi going over a bridge. That's what I see, folks. The Streets of Baltimore. And it says here another one of his popular songs, and the Sexually Frank. Okay, Sexually Frank. Margie's at the Lincoln Park Inn. Well, why don't we just jump right on over to that? Margie is where? That has not been requested. We are definitely doing that one right there. Okay, Margie's at the Lincoln Park Inn. By the late 1960s, Bear was enjoying success in England. Okay, Mr. Global Trotter. Making an album there with the popular British country act, the Hillsiders. Man, you learn something new every day. I had no idea that there were British country acts. It's all new to me. Really? So he's so big, he's across the pond hobnobbing with British country folk, the Hillsiders. Okay. In Nashville, he recorded 2 RCA albums with Skeeter Davis and one with Liz Anderson and Norma Jean. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Am I tripping? So I don't know what'll happen if I play snippets, but I'm not going to take a chance. So what I've also learned about Bobby Bear is that he was an outlaw. No, like one of the original outlaws. He wanted to do things his way. He wanted the creative reins in his hands. In 1970, Bear switched to Mercury Records. I'm going to do that line over again because a big old truck just went by. You guys are so patient with me. I appreciate you so much. In 1970, Bear switched to Mercury Records, where he garnered top 10 hits, including How I Got to Memphis, Please Don't Tell Me How the Story Ends, and Come Sundown. Come Sundown, my humble opinion, is a beautiful, beautiful song. I absolutely enjoyed it. Check it out if you haven't seen it on the channel. I recently reacted to it. Come Sundown. In 1973, he returned to RCA, where he released the self-produced album Ride Me Down Easy that year. You know, Bobby Bear is definitely growing on me. No question, we're gonna get along just fine. So he goes back to RCA, and in so doing, he set an important precedent for other Nashville-based artists who were seeking greater creative input in producing their own albums. It's just crazy to me to think of a world where creative people are not allowed to be their most creative. Yeah, you can always have great musicians and orchestrators and people who know how to put stuff together. And apparently, Nashville was a machine, and that's what they did. And there were great musicians and wonderful musical minds. It's apparent from the stuff they put out. That was one way to do it. I just wonder if those artists, if a lot of those artists way back when had the creative control to sort of, you know what, I'd rather do it this way, Chet. How about we do it this way, Chet? No violins, Chet. Chet, I want a banjo right here. Put a banjo. I want a banjo to take me to the bridge, Chet. That's what I want. They couldn't do that. They had to have a violin because that's what Chet said, or somebody like Chet. So yeah, man, let creators create, and I think that lesson. And obviously, not everybody is a creator. Some people you need to, you know, but people who are telling you, "I got this. I know exactly what I want to do." You know, the Whalens. How'd that turn out? Apparently, all of the outlaw stuff started with this dude right here, or a big part of it, when he went back to RCA. It was 1973. Um, so so they were seeking greater creative input in producing their own albums. And him going back to RCA sort of spearheaded that. A double album of Shel Silverstein songs was created. Bobby Bear sings lullabies, legends, and lies. I read a little bit about that. That got him a number 2 hit with his 5-year-old son. What? I got to hear that. So he did a duet with his 5-year-old son called Daddy What If. Bobby Bear Jr., Daddy What If. That album also contained Bobby Bear's first number 1 song, Marie Lehou, I think. I don't know French. So apparently he was really drawn to Silverstein. So he did a lot of his stuff. Let's see, what else is here? With his family, Bear released another collection of Silverstein songs, Singing in the Kitchen. This dropped at 75. He then recorded with Columbia Records, then EMI America. In 88, he joined forces with Waylon Jennings. This sounds significant. In 1988, imprint on the brain. In 1988, he joined forces with Waylon Jennings. I know who that is. Mel Tillis, I know who that is. And Jerry Reed for Atlantic Records album Old Dogs. That sounds like something to check out. Old Dogs. In 2012, he released Darker Than Light on Plowboy Records, a mix of older folk and country songs, plus a cover of U2's. Really? I still haven't found what I've been looking for. Wow. In 2012. Got to hear that. Okay. A few videos of Mr. Bear looking bearish. Yeah, I thought that was a Telecaster. 1980. Okay, so I get the hat now. It was 1980. Was that the same year that Urban Cowboy came out? Was that 1980? And is that when this floral arrangement type stuff started happening? The feathers. Here he is with Billy Joe Shaver, although that looks a lot like maybe not. I was going to say like Chris Christopherson. Here's Bobby with his 12 string. Looks like he's in heaven there. Really cool pictures. Yep, he's rocking that Telecaster. It's a great picture. I'm guessing this was probably near the beginning of the gig because I don't see any sweat. That shirt still looks pretty good. Yeah, they just starting out. From 1983 to 1988, it looks like Mr. Bear hosted the TV show Bobby Bear and Friends on the Nashville Network. Hmm. Thanks to Bear's easygoing manner, the series captured American musicians and songwriters in an intimate way that few televised programs have. That's definitely going to be worth a look. The show was based on what Bear called guitar pulling. That's where somebody plays and then someone can't wait to pull the guitar away and sing his song. I've not seen that in action. So what? One guitar? Yeah. So it's got to be one guitar, right? Um, so that television series displayed his gift for gathering diverse poets, songwriters, musicians, and actors together to exchange ideas and swap tunes. Some of the guests included icons like Chet Atkins, Emmylou Harris, Johnny Cash, B.B. King, Willie Nelson, John Prine. There's somebody I really love. Um, I don't know. I've reacted to maybe three or four of his songs on my folk channel, John Prine. And Roger Miller, who I haven't gotten to yet. So these interviews, and you guys probably already know this, these interviews often were conducted casually around a recording console or a piano. They resulted in frank conversations about the guest's personal and artistic lives. Unique live performances featured interesting collaborations and gave viewers rare opportunities to witness songwriters perform their own compositions. Eureka! That's why I do this. Where you think I'm going next? Love it. So, uh, a very important album. This is just me teaching myself, folks. Y'all just watching. You're peeking through the window. All right. I'm not trying to teach you. I'm just learning. Relax. Take your Xanax and chill. In 1973, Bobby Bear released the self produced album, Ride Me Down Easy. Okay. So that was the album that set that important precedent for artists being given more creative control, producing their own stuff. Ride Me Down Easy, 1973. Um, Throughout his career, Bear has worked in a variety of musical styles, including rockabilly. I'm going to get into some rockabilly at some point. At some point, the sound changed. Things weren't so choppy. So, rockabilly, country, and southern rock. He also assisted many young songwriters early in their careers. Um, Today, he retains a devoted following, both in the US and internationally. And he continues to inspire friends and colleagues through his keen eye for song material, his interest in others' careers, and his independent spirit. Okay, very cool. So I'm here on the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum's website. I've been learning a little bit more about a country music legend, a country music icon, Bobby Bear. So I like when they do this, related Hall of Fame members, right? So Chet had a ton to do with him, signed him to Capitol. He had some big hits over there. Tom T. Hall. Um, if I remember correctly, Bobby recorded some of Tom's stuff. Um, he's one of the younger writers that he helped out. Willie Nelson, don't remember the connection. I'm going to head on over to the chat and see what you got to say. Let's see. Lori is in the building. How are you, Lori, on this beautiful Saturday? Love Bobby Bear. This is TJ. Thanks for the deep dive on an artist that is very underrated. You should give his song Ode to the Little Brown Shack out back a listen. You know what? I'm going to take you on that just based on the fact that you requested it here live and that friggin' title. We gonna figure out what's going on with that shack for sure. Bobby and Waylon were great friends. Bobby introduced Waylon's music. Oh, what am I doing? Put it on the screen, dude. You're so lame. So Bobby and Waylon were great friends. Bobby introduced Waylon's music to Chet. I remember that story. And helped Waylon get a record deal. Yeah. They're all connected, man, in one way or another. Billy Joe was a great songwriter. Is that Billy Joe Tarver? Is that who we're talking about? Maybe. Perhaps. Yeah. Welcome to my country music journey. The journey continues. I'm loving it. Um, and here we are, finally doing a Bobby Bear dive. Thank you all. First of all, let me do this first because I just don't do this enough. So let me do this right now. Where is it? Here we go. Share screen. Let's share this one. Okay. First of all, I want to shout out. Yeah, let me make sure it's showing on the screen. Yeah. And take this off. Okay. All right, cool. First of all, let me shout out my channel members. Jay Hank, thank you. Laurie Thomas, thank you so much for your wonderful support. Nicole Jewell, who is always in the building. If she's not in the building, she's in the vicinity somewhere. Marcia Hess, thank you so much for your support. Mike Savage, thank you, sir. I appreciate your membership. Tonka Bean Pumpkin, well, it's been a while, but you know how I feel. Thank you so much for your ongoing and wonderful support. David Jennings, all the way in Japan. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you're having a wonderful time. D. Rice has been down for a very long time, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Vicky Bracken, thank you for your support. Shooter 308, whenever he's in the building, bang, bang, bang. I'm glad he's on my side. Thank you for your support. Benjamin NW. my friend, former Marine, singer-songwriters, down in the Florida Keys somewhere, killing it, doing those gigs. Keep doing your thing, brother. I see you. Thank you for your support. Tallest Mountain, who has taught me more about country music than most people. It's always relevant. My favorite mountain is Tallest Mountain. Thank you so much. My brother from another mother, he knows how I feel. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for your wonderful support. These are my channel members. If you're not a channel member, please sign up for channel membership. You get to spend a little bit more time with me. Um, Thank you for your wonderful support. Thank you for supporting the channel. I will see you all in the comments. Bye.